Hey guys, Rumbling Reaper here. So yep, it's that time of the week. I'm outside the cinema with a little cinema trip video. So yeah, about to head in and see Civil War. No, not the Captain America film. This is the new Alex Garland offering. Trailer looks really good. Got a great cast. And should definitely be a very interesting, timely little thriller. You know, given we've got a US election this year. So yeah, it should definitely be a very interesting watch because obviously Garland is a very reliably provocative filmmaker. So yeah, I'm gonna head in, get my snacks, get my seat, and go see Civil War. So yeah, I've got my popcorn here and a Coca-Cola. In keeping with the American patriotism theme, ready to find out what kind of American I am. So yeah, back from the cinema seeing Civil War, the latest directing effort from Alex Garland, screenwriter of 28 Days Later and Red, and also director on Ex Machina, Annihilation, and Men. He recently spoke out and said that obviously he's planning to step away from directing. He's got a project lined up that he will co-direct that starts shooting next month, but by and large he is stepping back from the director's chair and focusing more on writing. And I'm definitely looking forward to what creative ventures he takes next. But for right now, we have Civil War, yeah, which obviously is selling itself as this very timely blockbuster, you know, tapping into current political feelings and divisions, which, let's be real, is exactly what the multiplexes need, you know. Timely, provocative films, you know, tackling current issues, given a healthy budget. But is this the timely and provocative jolt to the senses that it's selling itself as? Let's find out. So, in the film, it's the near future, and America has been thrown into civil war with several different alliances at play. You've got the government backed American military, got an alliance in Florida, and you've also got the Western forces, made up of an alliance between Texas and California. And right in the middle of this, we meet a group of journalists who embark on a long and treacherous road trip from New York to Washington, D.C. to get to the White House and secure a potentially lucrative interview with the president before the Western forces can come in and kill him. So yeah, obviously, it's a bit of an understatement to say that Garland's directing efforts have been controversial, but obviously, much has been made of the fact that despite all this, the film obviously refuses to take a stance politically, and obviously, there's a bit of whinging online about that. But setting all of that aside, I really liked this. I thought this was a really, really good film. Definitely worth your time, tackling some very timely issues, and it's just overall a a very gripping film. Obviously, it can at times feel a little safe and basic, with its refusal to take a stance, but it uses its neutral perspective as a means of springboarding to deliver, some, very timely and very intelligent ideas and messages. Obviously, most notably, you've got an anti-war sentiment, sort of questioning the all this death and destruction, is it really doing any good? But also, it takes its time to criticize those who, leave their heads buried in the sand and refuse to acknowledge the horrors going on in front of them. But it also has a very effective exploration of like war journalists, war photographers, and the great lengths that these people go to get these money shots in these horrible battlefields and combat scenes, and sort of asking the question of you know is this risk, this potential risk of death, really like worth it in the end? So, it is incredibly well done stuff with some good ideas that will probably leave you thinking, long after you've left the cinema. As well as that, the film is also an incredibly like tense and riveting experience in its action scenes. Obviously, you've got these like gunfights going on, and explosions, and it is incredibly well done. It is intense and visceral, and it really gives you the feeling that any of these characters could actually die at any point. It is incredibly well done stuff, and it helps as well. There is some absolutely immense sound design. It's, incredibly booming stuff. Gunshots, explosions are all incredibly loud, and really gets that that feeling that you're right in the middle of this incredibly chaotic scenes. It's absolutely fantastically done. There's also pretty good score and some solidly placed needle drops. Although there are a couple moments wherein they obviously do these like smash cuts from like these images of horrible violence to some more upbeat like licensed song, and yeah, at times it can feel a little jarring with the tone that the film is going for, but by and large, the needle drops do work. It's also shot incredibly well. There's some great cinematography here, capturing these vast, like barren, deserted streetscapes across all these American cities. You know, Given it, with a real sense of grit about it as well. There are also some incredibly striking and gorgeously realized images, most notably a sequence involving a forest fire, which leads into, this great tracking shot of some helicopters flying to a military base. Oh, it's so good. But obviously, none of this would be complete without, a great cast of characters as well. Obviously, you've got Kirsten Dunst as this journalist Lee, who is, obviously incredibly, psychologically hardened and war torn from, all these horrors that she's witnessed, but also over the course of the film, slowly, opens up these psychological barriers and, bonds and begins to impart, her experience and wisdom onto this newcomer Jessie, played by Kaylee Spianey, and yeah, she does an absolutely fantastic job as this, as this kind of innocent newcomer who, has her eyes opened to, these great distressing horrors throughout, as she learns on the job. Yeah, yeah, she is incredible in this film. And you've also got some little fun moments of warmth from Wagner Moura and Stephen McKinley Henderson. They're both pretty fun presences. And you've also got Nick Offerman doing a good job as the President of the United States. But major credit has to be given to Jesse fucking Plemons. He is so good in this. Like, he shows up for approximately like 10 minutes, and yet he leaves a mark. Yeah, talk about stealing the show. He shows up, and you hear a pin drop. The vibe just completely shifts, and yeah, he is incredibly unnerving in a genuinely tense scene. So good. And you know all this great character work actually adds to the impact of these these tense battle scenes, and these loud gunshots and incredibly violent moments, because you have characters at the center of it that you actually get invested in, and there are some good emotional moments and beats that land very well. And it all builds to an incredibly strong climax in Washington, D.C., with the Western forces attempting to lay siege to the White House. Yeah, you've got the cinematography, the sound design, the visceral, intense nature of the action. It all comes together incredibly well with some great emotional payoffs and you know, thrilling, riveting action. Yeah, it's probably also the closest we'll get to an adaptation of Modern Warfare 2. I definitely appreciated that. Just an absolutely fantastic climax to what is overall a very strong film. This is a really good film overall. Very timely, some thought-provoking ideas in there, and some incredible filmmaking on display. Definitely do make an effort to see this on the big screen. It is made for it, honestly. And yeah, overall, Civil War, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, have you seen Civil War? What do you think of it? You're looking forward to the creative ventures Alex Garland has planned next? And what do you make of the film's refusal to take a stance? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.